Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. I dish everything weight loss, Weight Watchers, healthy lifestyle, light, delicious recipes, and friendship here on this channel. If that is something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Dish with D. It is Wednesday, a week after the announcement of the new WW plan. D, do you have any updated information? I don't have much. I do have one huge thing, I think, in my opinion, is the date. The date for the launch. A week from Friday. 11/11 is the day, from what I'm understanding, that your app will change. Most importantly, make sure your app is updated. It won't change unless it's updated. How do you update your app? You go into whatever device you have. Like I have an iPhone, so I go into the App Store. So if you have a Google, you go into your little app store and you go in there. And the easiest thing for me to do, like mine usually update automatically, but for some that don't, easiest way to do it is it'll say search apps, and I would put in Weight Watchers and it'll pull the Weight Watchers app. And when it pulls up the app, there'll be a little update. You would just hit that little button. Like I said, mine automatically updates, but and if you do that and nothing, like I said, as far as I know, that's when it's happening. Do I have this etched in stone? Slightly, but nothing is 100%. You could have all the greatest information in the world. Doesn't mean that's actually going to happen. So, but as far as I know, that's when it's supposed to happen. So that's a big thing. And also points. Remember, we don't know we're going to get 23. I think that's the starting point. And based on your age, height, weight, and all that, that'll vary what your points will be. So we can't definitely say we're all going to have 23. I'm hoping for that, because that's my sweet spot. Even if it's not 23, I will use my weeklies to make it 23. But I believe that's the starting point. So it could either go up or go down based on your height, age, and weight. If you're like under goal or under your, especially your real goal versus a Weight Watcher goal, you will probably get less points. But if you're, if you have like 100 pounds to lose, you will have a decent amount of points, I would assume. And that will be your weekly points as well. But I can't guarantee what your points will be. We just know that that's their starting point, and it could go either up or down based on your age, height, and weight. So keep that in mind. So that's good information. I'm excited. A lot of people are excited now. There are the naysayers out there, and I'm going to sit there and tell you, putting a video like this out there, you get negative comments as well as positive comments. I will say, out of all the comments I had, a very small percentage. 2% were negative. And you know what? When you put content out, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like it. And you know what? You have to decide as a creator, is that where you're going to base your content on? A 2% person that doesn't like you? I'm completely honest and transparent here. I'm going to have people that don't like it. I'm not going to sit there and compromise myself to be perfect for everyone. No. I am who I am. Either you like me or you don't. It's a choice to subscribe or not subscribe. It's a choice to watch and not watch. I can't be what everybody wants me to be. That wouldn't be me. So I am me here, and if you appreciate that, I love you for it. And if you don't like me, I'm sorry, but that's just who I am. And when somebody gives me information that I think my community wants to hear, I'm going to talk about it. You shouldn't, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what? I feel it's out there, and WW put it out there. Why? Because they gave people these plans for the last month, didn't tell them, couldn't talk about it. So I feel I have that right as well. So there you go. Like I said, and I will like to address also everybody who's upset losing the certain carb, I call them the carb screen, choices, your potatoes, your rice, your oatmeal, your avocado, your pasta. And there was one other thing on that list. I can't remember what it was. Oh, well, you're getting popcorn actually. So you're losing that. And I've seen a lot of people so upset about it. What I will say is, number one, I would love to know, just out of curiosity, how much of those you did eat. I just, in a serving, did you stick to serving sizes when you had your potatoes, your rice, your oatmeal, your avocado? Just out of curiosity. Like, let's have a conversation about that. Like, I want to know what you ate. Like, for me, back when I was on blue, purple, and green, when we could transfer over, even now when I could choose those foods, I had the same food, like the same amount of those when they were 0 versus when they were pointed. If I had potatoes as 0, I had 2 ounces whether they were 0 or whether they were pointed, because it's a serving size. I didn't sit there and when they were 0 have at it and just didn't know what I ate. Oh, it's 0, I don't care. No, I always knew what I ate. So that is definitely something I want to ask you. Do you know how much of those foods you eat? Because if you do, then you'll be able to figure out your points accordingly and dip into those weeklies. This is a new start. Don't not go into those weekly points. I'm telling you, but I will also tell you, if you never dipped into those weekly points and you start dipping into those weekly points, you might see an upswing for a while because your body has to adjust to the new normal because you gave it a new normal. Your new normal could have been, let's say, we'll talk caloric wise, that's just easier. Your normal caloric intake could be 1,500 calories to lose weight, but you were giving it 1,100 calories. So it adjusted to that being normal. So when you go back to the regular 1,500 calories, it's going to act like you're eating too much till it adjusts. And it does. People have told me it does. I've not had that problem, but I hear people that do. And they say, yeah, it takes a couple of weeks, but yeah, you gain a little bit at first. And then once, you're back on the swing, you have to readjust. So no, that could be an issue, but it's not a long-lasting issue. But let's go for serving sizes, because I think that's important to talk about. Potatoes are 1 point an ounce. Rice is 6 points a cup. I looked in the app before I came on here. I thought brown was 1 point less, but according to the app, it's the same. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't know. Maybe I didn't scroll down. I make mistakes too. So I believe that's what my app came. It said cooked white rice, cooked brown rice were both 6 points. Oatmeal, half a cup for 3 points. That I know because I have it. An avocado, you can get 12 grams for 0 points. Up to 12 grams for 0 points. And then you can have up to 36 grams for 1 point. I measure my avocado in grams. It's just easier, quite honestly. It just is. I measure a lot of things in grams because it's easier. Chips, when you have you have a bag of chips. I don't have it, let's say this bag of chips. It's not the right one though. But if you look at the bag, it'll say a serving size. Like if you have imagine this is a big bag. It'll say one serving size will be, it'll give you the thing, always gives it to you in grams. So I always, instead of saying 14 chips or 23 grams, I'm going to go for the 23 grams because let me tell you something. I'm going to be more accurate and I may even get more chips. Just saying. So invest in a food scale. It is the best investment you will make. And I will link one below that I have on Amazon that I use all the time. It's really inexpensive. It's like $12, I think, or 14. It's a really good scale. And invest in measuring cups, measuring spoons, and a food scale. Those are 3 things you should definitely, if you're not using it, I suggest that you do. Go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself, I got them for, well, now they're $1.25. They were $1. I have 2 sets of measuring cups and 3 sets of measuring spoons because I always have one available. I know it's a little bit, but you know what? It makes my life easier, especially doing cooking videos. I always need a clean spoon. So for me to have that stuff, but invest in that. It's pennies when you consider the benefits. You get more chips. Don't you want to eat more chips? Because I do. So measuring things in grams. If that's the biggest tip you get from this video, it's all about the grams. Definitely, you put, you could make, you could weigh things like in your bowl. Like if you're having oatmeal and you want to add toppings, you put your bowl on your scale, you just tar it out, it brings it to 0, and then you could sprinkle, and then you'll see the grams. It's fascinating to do it. And you get so much more. Believe it or not, you do, because you're probably shortchanging yourself. I bet. So I definitely want to run home that I always have 2 ounces of potatoes for breakfast. It's 2 points, and it's plenty. And you can fit that in twice a day. Maybe let's go 3 points for dinner. It's only 5 points just of potatoes. You still have all your 0 point proteins. Remember, your chicken, your fish are 0. That's 90% of what we eat is chicken and fish. Yes, there's the occasional beef. There's the occasional pork. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I say this all the time, and I've gotten slammed by people, but I still do it. A white pork loin or a tenderloin is so lean, I count it as chicken. I always have. And I lost over 100 pounds. So I think that's okay. I don't worry about pork. Like now, granted, if it was a shoulder, if it's a pulled pork, well, that, yeah, I count that, obviously. But we're talking about lean pork loin. Sometimes it's a bit dry. Unless you cook it with a jar of sauerkraut. Oh my God, in the crock pot. Fabulous. Best thing I've ever discovered was sauerkraut pork loin. And I don't know where I've been all these years. I used to cook it in apple cider. I was like that. But the sauerkraut, it tenderizes it. It's just phenomenal. And it's so good. But that's a whole other video. But we're talking about not stressing over losing those carbohydrate foods, as I like to call them. Rice. Rice is rice. I never thought rice should be a 0-point food. I mean, brown was always a better option. I always ate brown rice. I like the nuttiness of brown rice, but you might not. So stick with your white rice. I mean, if you're not having it every day, I don't think that's really tragic. I always try to have these things during the week. There's always one day of potatoes, one day of rice, and one day of pasta. And then we kind of do maybe a all vegetable night, have a big salad with our, like stir fried veggies and chicken or shrimp. And it's really good. And everybody likes it. Ground chicken, ground turkey. I'm iffy with the ground turkey. It just depends on how you make it. And you have to season it to be turkey. Turkey is good when it's turkey. When you try to make turkey beef, there's, in my opinion, a disconnect. I mean, I like turkey. But it's turkey. Should turkey taste like beef? No, because it's turkey. I mean, as long as you don't mind if you're making it as a turkey burger and you want to pretend it's beef and you're okay with that. But if you're really like, well, it's okay, I don't mind, but do you really love it? Because if you don't, it's kind of like you want to eat for satisfaction. That's how I eat. I eat for satisfaction. Now, I make a turkey burger. Yes, I do. But my turkey burger tastes like a turkey burger. I like to put my homemade cranberry sauce on it. And I like to, season it in poultry seasoning and sage, like turkey should taste. This is annoying, isn't it? I'm trying not to pound. I hope you noticed that. I'm Italian. So I sat further back so I wouldn't, It's just me. It's just, I talk with my hands. It's just, I know. I try. I'm trying not to pound, though. And it's not like I'm like, dah. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't do my hands. But yeah, I have beef burgers. I don't have them all the time. Like, I don't have them once a week. I mean, we have beef tacos. It all depends on the mood I'm in. Like, since I'm the one planning dinner, I'm the one choosing. There's some nights we have beef. There's some nights we have chicken tacos or turkey tacos. I don't mind that. I don't. As long as I'm in the mood for it. And the kids, they don't care. Whatever. It's ground meat to them. I will say, the boys do prefer the beef. They'll be like, Mom, if you want our opinion, we do prefer the beef. So most times we do have the beef stuff. But again, it's a personal preference. Don't have it because you think you should. Have it because you want to have it. And like I said, you could have the 98% beef. It's not my choice, but you could. It's extremely expensive, yes. For me, I just don't think it has enough flavor. If I'm going to have beef, I'm going to have beef. I'm going to have my 85/15. I am. And I make that choice, and I account for that choice. I drain my beef really well. I do not rinse it. There are people that rinse meat, and you do you, boo. I don't rinse. To me, especially because I'm cooking it, I season as I cook. That would get rid of everything, and it would taste like nothing. So I do not rinse anything. Yes, I drain it very well, but I don't rinse. But like I said, you have to do your journey your way, make your choices, but be happy with your choices. Be satisfied with your choices. Don't make them because they're low in point. And I'm on Weight Watchers. No, Weight Watchers is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. We could have what we want. We have to account for it. Is tracking a pain in the butt? Sure it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's but I sit there, I track, then I eat, because that's my reward for tracking. And if you do it often enough, it will become quicker. And I'm sure a lot of us eat the same foods 90% of the time. So you kind of know what the points are. So it's easy to track something, especially when you're cooking it, you're measuring your potatoes. I know my potatoes are 2 points before I even sit down because I measured and weighed them and I put them in the recipe. So I know that my potatoes are 2 points in my breakfast. Before I even eat, that's 2 points. My eggs are 0. I only have one slice of Canadian bacon, that's 0. And I have zucchini, which is 0. So I know my Scramble is only 2 points. So breakfast 2 points, quick add. Quick add is your friend. Quick add will get you, and if you do, like I say, you know the points. You just have to put them in there. And being accountable lets you know the rest of the day how much you can eat. If you know you're going to go out for dinner, I say this all the time, and if you know where you're going, is a big help. Go to their restaurant website and check out what you want to eat for dinner, and then put it in your tracker. If you don't know, they're not going to give you the calories or the points, but you can figure it out. I call it deconstructing. What is in that recipe? Now, like chicken marsala. Well, there's chicken, there's vegetables, there's wine, and there's probably butter or oil. So you account for what we would count in a portion. So maybe there's a couple tablespoons of butter, or maybe a tablespoon and a half of butter. Maybe, a few tablespoons of wine. That's what I look up, and that's what I track. I don't track the chicken because it's chicken. I don't track the vegetables because I don't have to. Or go into WW app and look for chicken marsala, and you will maybe see, and it'll tell you probably the amount. Just judge from that. It's up. You can always go back in and change it, or just give it something and account for that so you can plan the rest of your day. I did a video last week on I went to a wedding and how I do the rest of the day. This was a wedding, was at night. It was, I think, dinner was at 6:30. So how did I do all day to that dinner? What did I eat for breakfast? What did I eat for lunch? And I explained it, and I will, if I remember to link that video, I will. It just was a good way to show you how you prepare for I didn't know what they were serving because it wasn't like it was a sit-down dinner, so I knew what my dinner was. I didn't know. So that, and you figure hors d'oeuvres, cocktails. It's a wedding. It's a celebration. You want to enjoy it. There's always desserts at weddings. So yeah, I'm going to indulge. Yes, I'm on a healthy lifestyle, but that doesn't mean I can't have food when I'm out. I just have to account for it, and hopefully maybe bank some points that week. That would help as well. Remember, I'm pretty sure we're still getting rollovers, which is nice. So if you happen to have a low point day for whatever reason, or you're going to an event and you want to prepare, so maybe that week you won't have that mid-afternoon snack. You won't have that extra piece of bread, so you can get those extra points to roll over to your weeklies for an event like that. Being on a weight loss journey takes a little bit of thought and a little bit of planning. Not a lot, but a little bit. We might have to think more than most people because we have to account for our food and plan our food. Or there's some people who have a great metabolism. They can eat what they want and they don't have to worry about it. I love those people. I wish I was one of those people, but I'm not. But I know I can keep losing and be on my lifestyle if I just do a few quick steps. And I hope showing you that you can keep your 0-point carbs in your meal. You just have to account for them. And bottom line, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, because this is what I do. Don't count them if it's that tragic, and see how it goes. You know what? Don't count your potatoes or your oatmeal and see how it goes. If you're still losing with not counting it, then you're doing well. But if you don't count it and you see the scale start to go up, then you got to reel it back in. You got to start counting it. So that would be my suggestion. If you're that upset about it, see how it goes, because you had. Remember, I'm going to tell you, when I took those foods as 0, my points went in the teens. When I didn't have those points at 0, those foods at 0, my points were in the 20s. So basically, and if you're not having those foods every day, I was robbing myself of valuable points, because every point is valuable. So that's why I couldn't justify taking any of those, because I didn't have them more than twice a week. Oatmeal was the only one that I had twice a week. Other ones I didn't, and because I didn't want to eat it. It's not like I just didn't desire to eat that. We never ate a lot of, like I would say, it was maybe once, twice a week at most. Then I found because it was 0, I was eating it more, even though I didn't want it, because, well, it was 0, so I might as well eat it. And that's not the way to eat. Eat is not something you should do because, well, it's 0, I should eat it. You should eat because you want to eat, because that's how you're always going to want to be. You're always going to want that want, because what happens when you eat like that and then you go to the want? You listen to your body and give it what it wants. So you try to do that in the beginning of your journey. It's a lifestyle. So lose it like you're going to live it is my mantra, if you didn't know that. I have a shirt that says that. And I make Dish with D merch too, with all my fun sayings. I will talk about that another time. But yeah, lose it like you're going to live it, because you can't eat one way to lose weight and eat another way for the rest of your life. It doesn't work. So why not fit in those foods in a nice, sustainable, controlled manner? And eventually it becomes second nature to only have that bit of potatoes. We're used to eating as much as we want, whatever we wanted. We have to get out of that mindset and know that we ate too much. I know I did. I ate too much, and I had to realize how I could fit the foods I loved in. I'm a person that doesn't like, I've said this maybe for the newbies here, I'll reiterate it. I'm Italian, 100%. I do not like whole wheat pasta or the protein pastas with my spaghetti and meatballs. I don't. I like good old San Giorgio, Semolina, Barilla pasta. And that's what I have. I take the points for it. Sometimes I have 6 points, sometimes I have 8 points. Just depends on my mood that day or what I have left. It's always 6. It's always a cup. It's always 2 ounces. Sometimes though, I'm able to fit in another ounce or so. Just depends on how my day went. So I choose to eat that. That is my choice. And that's what I want to do because that's what I enjoy. So eat what you enjoy and think good things will happen. Now, I don't mind those other pastas with other things. It's just my traditional, gravy, as we Italians would say, or marinara, that spaghetti sauce. That's how I like it. And you have to do what you love because you're going to do it again. You just are. So why not learn to fit that in early is my tip for the day. Is it hard? Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh, it's so simple. Just do it. No, it definitely takes work. It takes thought. It takes planning. It takes a bit of discipline. The thing I've never had discipline with myself. Discipline, controlled discipline, because I have to fit these foods and I have to live. The world's not going to change because I'm on Weight Watchers. I have to live in that world. They go into a party and stuff. The whole party, oh, Denise is coming. We better have Weight Watcher food. They're not. How do I navigate that party? And that's what Dish with D is here for. We tell you tips and tricks how to navigate minefields is what it is. Because cupcakes, meatball sandwich, it's a minefield out there. How do we navigate through that? And that's what we do with the lives. That's what we do here. So welcome if you are new here. If you have yet subscribed, this may be the channel for you. I am a 56-year-old Weight Watcher lifetime member who reached her goal at 54, I think I was, having a lifetime of being obese. Yes, from puberty. I'm smaller now than I was in high school. I know, it's so exciting. But yeah, so I kind of know when we're talking about food and eating, and I struggle every day. It's not something I'm sitting here going, I do. I struggle. I still struggle because food is always going to be that pull for me. I just learned how to, to live with it. It's an addiction, and we have to live with our addiction. We do. And every day we just have to really give it thought and prepare and, and make sure our pantry is stocked with all the things and arsenals that we need, because you have to have it fully stocked. You do. You have to have things you can turn to when you're going a little bit, ooh. There's days I go, ooh, yeah, I need something. Because it's not like I can sit there and just go to bed. Just tell yourself you're not hungry. I tell myself that all the time, and myself doesn't listen. So what can I have that won't kill me? Break the point bank, as I like to say. So there's lots of tips and tricks on this channel. So I've talked way too long, but I just hope that I just want to reassure you that it's for the people that are really upset about this change, that it's going to be okay. I really believe that. And for the people that are happy about this change, I know I'm a little bit happy, but I do know that feeling, because I had that feeling, when personal points came. At first, it sounded so good in theory, but when you have too many choices and the choices are put on me, and I don't know what to do. I need to have the structure, the somewhat structure. That's why I love the blue plan out of all of them. It was the middle of the line for the triple plans, the blue, green, and purple. It was enough structure, but with some freedom. Where green was too tight. I did green for like 24 hours and I went absolutely nuts. Went nuts. I give you guys credit. Oh my gosh. I was eating stuff that was normally 0 for me because I went from blue to green. I'm like, I can't eat that. I just spit it out. It was horrible because I didn't know what I was going to have the rest of the day. And then purple, I didn't have enough daily points. Zeros are great. I don't always eat them. I build my meals around them, but I like I like to have these once in a while. And when you don't have, when you get 16 points a day, that doesn't leave much room for fun stuff. And you know me, I like my treats. Lose it like you're going to live it. That's who I am. I like treats. I like snacks. I like dessert. You know, and you can fit it in a few days a week. You just have to plan it in. Plan it in, people. And we'll get there. So I hope this video was informative. I hope you got something really good from it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. And if you did, yeah. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you excited? Like I said, the big thing is get your app updated. And I guess when we wake up on Friday, we'll see the change. That's what I was told. I don't know. Again, what I will say, I go to a meeting on the 12th, which is the next day. So I will definitely have more information on Saturday when I do my way to meeting topic. I'm a meeting attender. If you didn't know that, I'm one of the few that actually attend meetings. So yes, I attend meetings on Saturday in Turnersville, New Jersey. I love my meetings. Even as a lifetime member, I still attended weekly meetings, not for the weigh-in, just for the camaraderie and the support you get, and listening to the stories and listening to people. And it's a great thing. If you can get to a meeting, I highly recommend. I know a lot of you have lost your meeting, and I'm so sorry for that, because I know how important meetings are for some of us. It's such a great connection. And that's what I try to do with the Tea with D's, the nightly lives. It's a place to come and connect with people who are going through what you are going through. And that's where they sprung from, because people were losing. It was over COVID and people were losing their meetings. I've always done lives. It was only once a week. We went several days during COVID just to give people support because they needed it. And that's what I do here. So come join us at the live. I will be live. I go live Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday. I don't do Mondays because we are on Zoom for a weight loss chit chat, which is more structured, more like a true traditional weight loss meeting. I pick a subject and we talk about it, and I give advice. You know, it's just people are asking for it, so I do that. So that's why I'm not live on Mondays. But feel free to come to the Zoom. All the information about the Zooms are on my Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. So come join us over there. And I will dish. I talked way too long. But we will dish with you another day. I think I'm off tomorrow. I don't think I'm filming. I don't plan on filming tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. And Friday will be Food Finds Friday. We are going to Marshall's and TJ Maxx. I had a great time. I already went. I love food. If you've not seen my Food Finds Friday video, I will link at the end of the video the playlist. It is fabulous. I do say so myself. I go and I pick out low point snacks and treats, because we are not on a diet. We're on a lifestyle, and we get to have treats. Just trying to find the ones that are low point, and I help you out with that. So I will link that playlist at the end of the video. I think it's usually on this side of the video. I never know. I'm doing the opposite of what I think. I think it's on this side. Watch, it'll be on that side. So I'm going to do this. They'll be linked over here. There'll be a video, and there'll be the playlist somewhere on this side. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you know anybody that needs this kind of content, that's looking for a Weight Watchers survival kit, share this video. There's a share button down below. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody who shouted me out for last week. I am so overwhelmed. I am. And people were like, I never knew you existed. I'm like, wow, that's fabulous. Welcome, everyone. Everyone, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for thumbsing up the videos and commenting. I appreciate it. It helps out my channel. My channel has grown in the last week, and it will continue to grow. We will continue to do this together because we have no other choice, right? So I will dish with you another day. Goodbye, my lovelies. Remember, you are fabulous and you are enough. And I will remind you that as much as I can.